Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Tune English, where we share real conversations that help you speak English more naturally in everyday life.
Hi everyone, I'm Jack, and I'm really glad you're here, spending a bit of your day listening and learning with us.
And I'm Emma. If these conversations help you feel more comfortable speaking English, remember to like this episode and subscribe to Talk Tune English.
Your support really helps us keep creating relaxed conversations that feel useful, friendly, and easy to follow for learners everywhere.
Jack, let me ask you something that feels a little personal, but I think many listeners secretly experience this.
That already sounds familiar somehow, so go ahead. I'm genuinely curious where this is going.
Do you ever catch yourself talking to yourself in English when you're completely alone and not really paying attention?
Yes, and what surprises me most is that I didn't even notice it happening at the beginning.
That moment of realizing it can feel strange, but it's also surprisingly exciting once you think about it.
For me, it started as simple thoughts, then slowly those thoughts became full English sentences spoken out loud.
Exactly. It's like your brain quietly decides to switch languages without asking your permission first.
I remember wondering if it was a bit weird, so I never mentioned it to anyone for a long time.
You're definitely not alone, and it's actually one of the most natural ways people practice a new language.
Hearing that honestly makes me feel much better about all those conversations I've had with myself at home.
Many people do this in the kitchen, probably because cooking gives your hands something to do.
That's very true, because when I'm cooking, my mind feels relaxed enough to speak freely.
And that relaxed feeling is important because it reduces the pressure learners often feel when speaking English.
I usually notice this self-talk happening early in the morning, before my brain fully wakes up.
That's actually a perfect moment because you're not thinking about grammar rules or correct vocabulary yet.
I'll say things like, "Okay, time to get up. Let's make some coffee and start the day slowly."
It's interesting that you use let's even though you're clearly alone in that moment.
I think it makes the task feel easier, like I'm not facing the day completely by myself.
And without realizing it, you're already practicing very natural English sentence structures.
When you explain it this way, it sounds much more intentional and useful than I expected.
That's because it doesn't feel like studying. It feels like you're simply living your life in English.
So talking to yourself isn't about giving speeches or sounding impressive, right?
Exactly. It's about narrating simple actions as they happen naturally throughout your day.
Like saying what you're doing instead of keeping everything silent in your head.
Yes, simple words for simple actions repeated many times during everyday routines.
That actually sounds very similar to how real conversations usually work.
Right, most real conversations are simple, practical, and not perfectly planned.
I notice I do this a lot when I'm cooking meals at home.
Cooking is great for this because there's always a clear sequence of actions.
I'll say, "I'm cutting the vegetables now, and I need to be careful with the knife."
And just like that, you're using present continuous tense without thinking about grammar rules.
I never stop to think about tenses. I just describe what's happening in front of me.
That's exactly why this habit builds fluency so effectively over time.
It also feels much less stressful than sitting down and forcing myself to practice.
Because there's no pressure, no corrections, and no one waiting for perfect sentences.
Another moment I talk to myself is when I'm choosing clothes in the morning.
That's when decision-making language appears very naturally.
I'll stand there saying, "Is it cold today, or can I wear something lighter?"
And then you usually change your mind at least once.
Exactly. I'll say, "No, I wore this yesterday. Let's try something different."
That kind of back and forth thinking is very real-life English.
I hadn't thought about it that way, but it really is how we talk every day.
And you're practicing it in a comfortable space without any pressure.
What about when you're outside? Do you still talk to yourself then?
Yes, but much more quietly, almost like whispering so no one notices.
That makes sense, especially in public places with other people around.
I might say something like, I should stop by the store later, I need milk.
I do something very similar when I'm driving alone in my car.
The car is actually a perfect private space for speaking out loud.
I'll comment on traffic, the weather, or anything I notice around me.
And sometimes you practice conversations before they actually happen.
Yes, especially before meetings or phone calls that make me nervous.
That kind of preparation helps the real conversation feel less stressful.
Because the words don't feel completely new when I finally say them.
That familiarity can make a huge difference for confidence.
I think that's when learners start to realize English is becoming part of their life.
Exactly. Not something separate, but something that fits into daily moments.
And that realization usually feels very motivating.
One thing I've really noticed is that the way I talk to myself in English changes a lot depending on my energy that day.
That makes sense to me, because when I'm tired, my English becomes simpler, but it never completely disappears.
Exactly, and that's something learners often misunderstand, thinking simple English means they're getting worse.
In reality, simple English is often the most useful kind, especially for everyday communication.
On low energy days, I'll say things like, okay, just finish this part, then you can rest.
That sentence feels very realistic, because it's how people actually talk to themselves.
Yes, it's not elegant, but it's honest and very human.
And it feels much better than forcing myself to sound smart or impressive.
Talking to yourself removes almost all pressure because there's no audience listening.
Which makes it easier to keep speaking instead of stopping when you feel unsure.
You can pause, repeat yourself, or change direction without feeling embarrassed.
I do that often when a word suddenly disappears from my mind.
Instead of stopping completely, you find another way to explain the idea.
Yes, I'll say something like, I need that thing, the smaller one, you use to fix this.
That skill is extremely important in real conversations too.
Because in real life, we don't always remember the perfect word at the right moment.
Fluent speakers aren't perfect, they're flexible and comfortable adjusting.
And talking to yourself trains that flexibility quietly, without pressure.
Another moment I talk to myself a lot is when I'm planning my day.
Planning out loud helps me organize my thoughts, especially when everything feels overwhelming.
I'll say, first I'll answer emails, then work on this task, and later take a break.
That sequencing language appears very naturally when you think out loud.
And it's the same language we use with coworkers or friends.
So you're practicing daily communication without setting aside special study time.
That's why this habit feels sustainable instead of exhausting.
You're not adding work, you're just changing how you use your voice.
I've also noticed that I ask myself many questions during the day.
Questions are interesting because they often feel harder than statements for learners.
Yes, the word order changes, so people avoid questions without realizing it.
What kind of questions do you usually ask yourself?
Very practical ones, like where did I put my phone or what time should I leave?
That phone question feels like a daily mystery for me.
And sometimes I answer myself out loud, which is great practice too.
It makes short answers feel natural instead of stressful.
I also like practicing emotional language when I'm alone.
That's important because emotions can be hard to express in another language.
When I feel frustrated, I'll say, this is annoying, but I'll figure it out.
That sentence sounds very natural and something people actually say.
Naming emotions makes English feel more human and connected to real life.
And it helps you sound more confident when speaking with others.
I've noticed that self-talk is also useful when I'm solving problems.
I do that too, especially when something isn't working as expected.
I'll say, okay, what's the problem here and what can I try next?
Speaking the problem out loud often makes the solution clearer.
Exactly, because your thoughts stop feeling messy once they're spoken.
And again, you're practicing English while doing something useful.
Another interesting thing is how self-talk changes depending on location.
At home, I speak freely, but outside, I lower my voice or whisper.
Yes, even quiet self-talk still counts as practice.
Sometimes it's just one sentence while walking somewhere.
Those small moments happen more often than people realize.
Especially when they happen every single day.
I also like that self-talk allows repetition without feeling boring.
You can repeat the same idea in slightly different ways.
And repetition is how language really sticks long-term.
Much more effectively than memorizing vocabulary lists.
Sometimes I'll say a sentence and immediately feel something sounds wrong.
And then you correct yourself naturally without anyone pointing it out.
Exactly, that self-correction is powerful learning.
It helps you develop a sense of what sounds natural,
That sense grows through use, not rules.
which is why learners who only study rules often feel stuck.
Self-talk gives you daily contact with real language.
And that contact builds confidence slowly but steadily.
Another thing I like is that self-talk adapts to your mood.
Some days it's calm, some days it's energetic.
And both are perfectly okay for learning.
Because real conversations are not always the same either.
Exactly. Language is flexible, just like people.
Talking to yourself helps you accept that flexibility.
And once you accept it, speaking feels much easier,
Easier and more enjoyable.
which makes you want to keep going.
And that's how habits are formed.
Habits that support long-term progress.
Progress that doesn't depend on motivation.
Just consistency and awareness.
And a willingness to use your voice.
Over time, I've realized that talking to myself doesn't just improve my English, it changes how comfortable I feel using it every day.
I really like that idea because it shifts the focus from being good at English to simply feeling relaxed while using it.
Exactly. And that sense of comfort slowly grows without you noticing, especially when English becomes part of your daily routine.
When English shows up naturally in small moments, it stops feeling like a performance and starts feeling like a tool.
Yes, and once it feels like a tool, you stop worrying so much about making mistakes every time you open your mouth.
I think that's when learners finally stop asking themselves, "Am I speaking correctly?" and start asking, "Am I communicating?"
That shift is incredibly important because communication is the real goal, not perfect grammar or impressive vocabulary.
And talking to yourself gives you a private space to explore that idea without pressure or judgment from anyone else.
Another thing I appreciate about self-talk is how forgiving it feels compared to speaking with other people.
It's true, because when you're alone, mistakes don't feel embarrassing or stressful. They just feel like part of learning.
You can notice a mistake, correct it calmly, and keep going without breaking your confidence or your flow.
I've learned a lot from those quiet corrections, especially because they happen naturally, not because someone pointed them out.
Me too, because over time, you develop a sense of what sounds right, even before you fully understand the rule behind it.
That kind of instinct is something textbooks can't really teach, no matter how good they are.
It only comes from repeated use, hearing yourself speak, and letting your brain adjust slowly.
And self-talk creates that repetition in a very natural way, without scheduling special practice sessions.
I also think self-talk helps learners discover their own speaking style instead of copying someone else's completely.
That's a great point, because everyone's voice sounds different, even when they're using the same language.
Some people speak calmly, some speak quickly, some use humor, and self-talk lets those traits appear naturally.
And when your English reflects your personality, it feels more authentic and easier to maintain long-term.
Another concern learners often have is feeling silly or awkward when talking to themselves out loud.
I definitely felt that way at the beginning, especially when I first noticed myself doing it.
Most people do, but that feeling fades much faster than they expect once it becomes a habit.
After a while, it just feels normal, like thinking out loud, not something strange or embarrassing.
And once it feels normal, you stop questioning it and simply keep doing it.
That's when the real benefits start showing up consistently.
I've also noticed that consistency matters much more than how long you talk to yourself each time.
I agree, because 5 minutes every day does more than one long session once a week.
Daily contact keeps English active in your mind instead of letting it disappear between study sessions.
It becomes something you use regularly, not something you visit occasionally like a hobby.
Another helpful idea is linking self-talk to simple daily triggers.
Like brushing your teeth, making coffee, or walking somewhere familiar.
Exactly. Those moments already happen automatically, so they gently remind you to speak.
That makes the habit easier to maintain because you don't rely on motivation or willpower.
Self-talk doesn't really require motivation, it just requires awareness.
Awareness is enough to start speaking, even on days when you feel tired or distracted.
Over time, that awareness becomes automatic and English naturally enters your thoughts.
And when that happens, English no longer feels heavy or separate from the rest of your life.
It feels integrated, like something that belongs to you.
That sense of ownership is very powerful for confidence.
Because when something feels like yours, you're less afraid of making mistakes with it.
You treat mistakes as part of the process, not as proof that you're bad at English.
I also like how self-talk helps people build a kinder relationship with themselves while learning.
That's important because many learners are very hard on themselves when they make mistakes.
When you talk to yourself, you often use more supportive language than you realize.
Saying things like, "It's okay, I'll try again," instead of criticizing yourself harshly.
That kind of language shapes how you feel about learning overall.
And a kinder learning experience usually leads to better long-term results.
Another benefit is how self-talk prepares you emotionally for real conversations.
Yes, because you're not only practicing words, you're practicing how to feel while speaking.
Feeling calm, patient, and confident enough to express yourself.
And when those feelings are familiar, real conversations feel less intimidating.
I think that's when learners realize they don't need perfect conditions to practice English.
You don't need a partner, a classroom, or expensive materials to make progress.
You already have what you need every day.
Your voice, your thoughts, and your daily life experiences.
And those things are more than enough to build real fluency over time.
Fluency that feels natural, sustainable, and connected to who you are.
If you're listening right now, you can start with just one small sentence today.
One sentence while doing something simple, like making coffee or getting dressed.
And tomorrow, another small sentence without worrying about perfection.
Those small moments quietly add up, even when it doesn't feel dramatic.
One day, you'll notice that English feels lighter when you speak.
Less like a task and more like a useful tool you trust.
A tool you're no longer afraid to use.
And a language that feels familiar instead of distant.
We hope today's conversation encourages you to use your own voice more often.
Because your voice is always available wherever you are.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
We really appreciate you listening and learning with us.
Until next time, keep speaking, keep noticing, and be patient with yourself.
Goodbye, everyone, and we'll see you again soon on Talk Tune English.